Now, why you can't lead with your hips in the downswing is because you're not trying to start your downswing soon enough. So look here at the best players in the world. They are starting their downswing with their lower body before their backswing is even completed. So with this intent, if you're trying to start your downswing with your lower body before your upper body is completed its backswing, you are absolutely going to be giving yourself a huge head start to lead with the hips. So we're going to get into the 2 best drills to train to do this. Once you repeat these drills a ton, you're going to start naturally doing this in your swing effortlessly like you see the top players. Okay, so drill number 1 here. This is the step through drill. This is perfect for training this into your golf swing. So what we do with the step through drill, we set up to the golf ball just like normal. We bring our left foot over to our right foot, and as soon as we take that club back now, we step forward and swing through. So what that does, that gets you really exaggerating starting the hips super early. Now, I've done this a ton with my own game, which was essential for me to learn how to lead with the hips. But absolutely, guys, it gets you starting that sequencing really, really early. So exaggerating it. We need to exaggerate in order to be able to make a change. If, like we said, if we're just trying to get that lower body turning in transition, we're most likely not going to get there if we struggle with that movement. So like the best players in the world who start their downswing, if their lower body really 3/4 of the way back in their backswing, this will exaggerate that motion and give you some great success. So this is a very tough drill to do because, of course, you're physically stepping towards the target. But again, a hard drill is a great sign. We want a drill to be tough because it's really challenging us. And for me, with cerebral palsy, I find this really tough as well. But that is to show you guys, if you really persevere with this drill, it's really going to get you starting the downswing with the lower body really nicely. So the great little structure to do with this drill. So let's say those 3 balls I just hit were 5 balls. Once I've done that, what I want to do now is hit another additional 2 balls to make up 7, just trying to replicate that same feel. So I've just done 5 step throughs. Now I'm going to hit just 2 shots. I mean, I could make it 8 if I want to, just making sure we're doing more of the drills than not. So now I'm doing 2 or 3 to make up 7 or 8, and I'm just trying to feel that exact same motion without a step through. And you're going to notice some really nice, powerful shots. And you're going to start leading with those hips better, like you can see there, that nice little tight draw. Absolutely great, because if we start to get that leading motion with that lower body, which is that left hip clearing, getting into that lead side at the same time, like my belt buckle's going on top of my left heel, that's going to really help your sequencing. That's really going to help the club drop and shallow, and that's going to help you, for you slicers out there, really stop your out to win swipey shots. So again, replicating that same feel as we just done with the step through drill. And it really massively helps you to be able to get this. Had that face a little bit too close to the path there, which is my fault, but still a lovely shot. I mean, this is an 8-iron and going 160 yards. So again, do your 5 step through drills and then do 2 or 3 after that of normal shots, trying to replicate the feel. And then repeat that. So never do more than 2 to 3 normal shots after you do the drill, because you're going to lose the feel of the drill. So that's why immediately when we've hit 2 or 3 normal shots after trying to replicate the feel, we want to go straight back to our step through and repeat that process throughout the bag. You can even do it with driver. So the second drill here, and this copies a player who really does this move a ton, and that's Jon Rahm. So Jon Rahm, even with his short little backswing, still gets that lower body starting before his backswing is even completed, even with that short backswing. So Jon Rahm learned to do this was via a drill that is now his swing, which was his coach at the time got him feeling like he was swinging back to about takeaway or slightly longer and trying to hit the ball as far as he could, because Jon struggled with getting his lower body to rotate back in his early junior days. So swinging to here, what he felt like is the takeaway, so real no backswing to speak of, and hitting the ball as far as he can with that, his lower body had to fire more. So if I have another go here, really feel like I'm swinging to here, but in reality, it's going to be a little bit longer than that. Just feel like you're just getting past the takeaway. Try to hit, again, for example, here, 8-iron. Let's see if I can hit it 160 yards. Let's see. The lower body really has to work. Oh, that was really close. That was a lot closer than I was expecting. Why that's still gone almost 160 yards is because my body would be moving a hell of a lot better. I would have to move my lower body really early to be able to get that ball flying some distance, because you can't get too armsy to create the distance because there's not enough time. if you're only just swinging past here. Again, you'll feel like it's here, but in reality, it will look a lot longer. That swing most likely to you guys looked a lot longer than what I was describing, but it felt like it. It's a feel versus real. But it really gets that lower body and that body really turning and really clearing. Oh God, look at the total distance of that. 169. Again, a big swiping draw. That's what you're gonna see because it really exaggerates the sequencing and gets that lower body really working first. You're definitely gonna see more of an into-out path. So again, for you guys out there who are, of course, slices the golf ball, brilliant for you. So let's do one more. Really just swing into here and feel like I am swinging. Absolutely trying to hit the ball as far as I could with that extra short backswing. That felt like that went more to target. Absolutely did. And definitely you're going to start to move that lower body earlier because this is something that I've trained a ton in my golf swing. I've probably seen from previous videos in the past where I talk about this. Another drill I had was a pause at the top drill, which was brilliant for this, but these two really get you firing it up before you start that downswing. So really getting that lower body firing in that backswing, starting the sequence super early. Absolutely brilliant. You have to train it if you want to get into your golf swing. Was like that for me. It's going to be like that for you if you don't already do it. Train it as much as you can, and that's going to be the goal. So again, a little practice routine that you can do is the exact same thing as the other. So you can do 5 balls, making sure you're doing this. Let's hit one because we've already hit a couple there. Doing our no backswing drill. Feel a bit tired on that one. That's the thing, it is quite exhausting doing that drill. We see straight away the distance drops off just a smidge there. But let's say that was my 5th ball doing the drill. Now what do we want to do? 2 to 3 balls with a normal swing like you're doing the golf course. Just try to feel the same sensations you just had with the short swing drill. And you're going to start to see, even with a smooth feeling swing, some really nice distance from there. So, these powerful draws out there. If I was getting that draw, I'll be certainly aiming on the right side of the green, that's for certain. So again, we're trying to replicate that feel. Again, I'm just going to do 2 for the sake here. Do another one. Lovely. And then what I'll do, of course, go straight back to the no backswing drill. And then complete and repeat that process. Because the same thing again, if you go and you just do too many normal swings, trying to feel, replicate it, the feel's going to die off. You need to quickly get that feel back in via doing the drill and repeat the process. Do way more of the drill than you do without it to ingrain it and train it properly. Now, before we sign off this video, there is something that we all need to do for amateur golfers, because the most common reason to why I see golfers not only not start their downswing early enough with the lower body, but just not lead with the hips or even have any good rotational movement of the body is because they do what we're going to fix with this drill. So I'm just going to put a stick behind me here. So it's just behind my left hip and slightly towards the target. I'm going to make that a little bit shorter. We can do this with our golf bag as well, or swing plate, and there's the link in description to get a discount off one of these. Now, what most golfers will do in a backswing, they'll slightly move their hips forward, but more than anything, they drive towards the golf ball in the downswing. Of course, you can try to start with your hips early all day long. If you start to move them towards the golf ball, you're not going to lead with them. It's that simple. So very simple drill here. If I get a stick that is behind my left hip and have it roughly around from where the hodl is down to the end of the grip, and a hand away from my left hip, so down towards the target. Now, this is really far behind me. My goal here is, again, I could be doing either one of these drills, but get my left hip to feel like it's pushing back to get onto that stick there. It's the way we see a lot of top players in the world work on their rotation and work on getting more and better hip movement. It's getting more hip depth. We need to see this left hip start to work back to be able to clear and open up. So that's where, if we're doing, let's say, a step through drill, which we might hit this in my follow through, but that's okay. So again, got this behind my left hip. My goal is to try and hit it. I'm not going to hit it though. It's the kind of logic, you're aiming for the sun. Even if you get halfway there, you're halfway to the sun. So you're going to be getting some really good hip movement. Let's go keep my hips back. Let's try and hit this with my left hip at the same time. And it really opens you up. What you're going to notice when you do this, because you're going to be really intentful for getting the left hip back at the same time, you might see a little drop off in distance. That's fine. That's just because you're being really conscious, really thinking about it. When you get really conscious when you're making a change, that's a little bit more technical, a little bit less athletic. your conscious brain's going to be really, of course, active. You're going to get tense in your body. You're not going to produce speed in the short term. You still will, once you get it into your swing, you'll produce great speed, but great control as well. So I'm just making sure those hips are going back, and you're going to see better club face control as a result, because it opens the body up and gives you more room to keep that face square as you're turning through. Brilliant. So if you had that there whilst you do either of those drills, we could do one, of course, with no backswing drill, getting that left hip to push back as much as I can to that. Again, there I felt like I pushed that a little bit. Again, it's coming back nicely, but see, what is it doing there? It's actually getting my face to be in better control because I'm rotating better at the same time. I'm keeping my hips back. So I'm starting my sequencing in the right spot, and I'm keeping my hips back, but let's say now I'm graduating some normal shots. Left hip goes back to where it hits that stick or tries to hit that stick as well as we can. And there we go. We're gonna hit some lovely golf shots. It's gonna fix the reason why most of you don't do hip clearing or rotation. But what we're seeing there, we're starting those hips early as you can is what we see all the best players in the world do. Even if you don't quite get it like the best players in the world, and it just so happens to make you start the downswing in transition, you know, when we're starting that downswing, brilliant. So that's where, give these drills a go. You have to train them. If you really struggle with the pelvis going forward, that's a brilliant drill, nice and simple. Push it back as far as you can. That'll do the job. And if you still need help with that, which absolutely might be things in your golf swing that are stopping you from either leading with the hips or keeping the back. If that's the case, you can either have a one-to-one lesson with me out on Skillist. There's a link in the description anywhere in the world. All you need to do is send in your golf swings, face-on swings, down the line swings, absolutely into a lesson opportunity of your choice, and we can get started straight away anywhere in the world. And there's also masterclass to early extension, which is down in the description as well. Full course, most comprehensive course on the internet about early extension, and great practice plans in there to be able to fix it for your fault. So if you enjoyed this video, click that like button if you want more golf instruction. Just like this, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell button too to be notified anytime I put out a video.